Is anybody out there? How to get the message that stream is live? Awesome. Hear me though, that's the question. Hope so after all the work we've technology side. Watching, awesome. Everybody on one of those. Hey, give it another minute to start. Or at least start it again, because we did start already. Fortunately, the stream didn't seem to want to work properly first 17. Seems to be our luck lately. It's all fine. We are going to upload this again and not use the actual live version. So this upload it after the stream. We're watching it after the stream. Well, you lucked out because you're not going to have the extra 30 minutes of time. Hello, Nadine. For showing up. Had some problems with the start of the stream here, so starting about 17 minutes late. So you're here just in time. We're working on Creative Studio 7 today, and we're going to do a couple of different things. Work on, show you a little bit about how things can be together. We're going to a little bit about how to actually do some designs based on pictures. I'm going to go from there. So I'm going to start off, and this is the fox pattern designed for the fox quilt. So it should look familiar to y'all. The one of the fun things about this this program is it gives you the ability to resize your pattern. Say hello to her yourself. She's in the channel, so say hello. So you can resize the pattern. You can resize it from the perspective of the horizontal, the vertical, as well as diagonally from the center. Then not only that, but you can resize it or reshape it using the gray hand. Up with some really interesting things. Your system, I come and fix it, but I kind of need to be here. Okay, so you can see here you can do a lot of different things. Just the handles to change the shape and the look of something. The other neat things that you can tool now is, which is different from previous versions, the circular this gives you the capability patterns go into a circle. Now we're not going to be working on a block today. This is a pattern for the long arm for us to be able to use on the quilt. So this is just an example of how you can use a single flower pattern and bring it into a loop just by using the circular array and dragging it. Also turn it and do all kinds of stuff. But that's not what I wanted to work on today. So I wanted to show everybody that there's a lot of little things that you can do. This tool. So normally, if you're going to be working on a pattern and building something from a picture, I have several pictures, but go to the import image and you can see these are the default ones that come with the tool. And so I don't want to necessarily use those that I've already, if I can remember where I put it. This is the one. I'm going to use make this big guy here. Kind of intimidating. Needless to say, we're going to make him and we're going to draw him out. And the way that we do that is by using the Draw Arc tool. The Arc tool has essentially 3 different points. So your initial click is going to set your point where you're starting. The second click is going to tell the arc where you're going to, which direction you want the arc to be in. And then the third click is going to, as you can see by the pink line, is going to tell you where the end point is. So in this case, the arc isn't quite in the right place, but I'm going to leave it for now, and we'll go back and fix it after the fact. I'm going to take the after the first click, after the first arc, you don't have to do show click to get your line started again if you're still in the Draw Arc tool. So you're going to always do your second click, which is your destination, and then draw out your line. Click again. So each time you're going to draw out your line with 2 clicks after the first set of clicks. As you can see, it goes fairly quickly. You'll notice that I'm not being too exact because we're going to go back and we're going to adjust it after the fact. Of course, the closer you get it at the beginning, the easier it'll be on you to get it sorted out. So we're off here off the picture. I'm pretty sure the moose's legs are a little bit longer than that. And we're going to keep drawing this up. Some of these dark places you can't actually see. So what's happening here is the arc that I've chosen is drawn too close together, so it's actually pulling a circle. You don't want a circle here, so we're just get not a circle. Come back down the leg. Bottom. Now you have a choice here You can leave this part of the body, or you can go back over it to give it definition. Probably a good idea to do this definition in this case, because when you take the picture away, you're not going to be able to see the actual definition. And again, the haunches and everything else is another opportunity for show definition. So I'm not happy with where that line is drawn, so I hit escape, then I go back to the draw line tool, and as long as your end snap is turned on, the end point, it will highlight that little orange, or sorry, little pink dot there, and allow you to click on it again. Get your initial start point. And you want to turn end snap off, and then that will give you the opportunity to continue your line draw. Ooh, I love. I'm gonna fix that later. It's not the way I want it, but one of the features is that you can make mistakes in your drawing, and it's easy to, or relatively easy to repair them. There's another way to do this, and I'll show you that after. As we click through this, it becomes a little bit more challenging as we get towards the head. There's a ton of little details that you really want to capture, and as I said, as you take the picture away, those details aren't going to exist. You don't put them in. Show you here as an example. Mouth has a feature here we want to capture, as does the nose. Really have to think about this as you're drawing it out. I'm going to grab that eye later, but we're going to grab this eye now. Got a challenge here because we've got a overlap in the antler actually comes down. So like I said, you got to really think about how the image is going to be seen when you're actually drawing the list. Said it doesn't have to be. Can draw out the shading. The challenge is making it look like the right shape. to make it remain looking like something rather than just a bunch of lines. Got another, say, challenge for pieced moose. Stop here, and I'm gonna go back up and try and grab the rest of the. This is really all there is to this. Anybody can go and take a picture and get into a pattern with this application. It's fairly easy to do. So maybe it's our rest of the body. So does anybody have any tech questions around tools that we've done in the past or seen us deliver as far as quilt blocks, or is there any questions? Like, one of them is the website up. Now we have to go back and try this one. Come full circle. Here's kind of an interesting shape. Generally want to get all of the arc that's in here. Get so that part of the challenge set of antlers that large it wants to take on. This is where we've got a challenge. We've got the back of the moose, as well as you've got to come back down and grab this eye, as well as go around this, come back up to there. So you really got to think out your destinations, your pattern of the direction that you want to go. I think in this case, I'm going to grab the E first. You also got to remember that when you do this, you're building this to not have as many overlapping stitches as you possibly can. So you want to have as few backtracks, because that does highlight that area even more. Knows that I'm obviously. Get a little bit more sloppy. I'm gonna after the 5 that wants his showtime, but fortunately not get any. That's the way I work. To focus on this, otherwise it's going to be a colossal mess. Not that it's a thing. Outline, outline. Okay. So now, as you can see, the moose is fully outlined. Now comes the, shall we say, less than fun part. We got to correct all the errors, all the mistakes. What we're going to do is we're going to select all the lines we've just drawn. We're actually going to combine the. What this does is this creates one pattern out of all of the lines that we've just drawn. Otherwise, the system would think that those were all individual patterns. Combine patterns. If you look and select it, it selects it all automatically. Then I'm going to take and go to our nodes view. This is how we're going to change the shapes of the lines. So you can see we can very quickly move the points around to get the right shape that we want. Just have to keep giving a little tug here, a little tug there to get the right shape. See, very quickly starts to shape the edges very, very close. You need to zoom in. You can see here we missed this part, so let's drag this out, draw this down further, and draw this up. Maintain a relatively natural curve to it. Back out, view, and zoom down further. Zoom into the left. You can see that sharp angle that was right here really disappears when the handle's in the right place. Draw this down. So you've got a natural curve. Where you've got more points, you've got to be you have to make more adjustments. You can shorten the curves or lengthen them as much as you want. See how those lines are coming together. Pop on this side. Screen. This is one of the keys, is if you're gonna do something like this, maximize your effort and time by doing things once. So don't zoom out here. If you were gonna work on this area, work on the whole area and then zoom out. It makes it easier, and then when you do your zoom, it gives you the opportunity to make any adjustments that you need at that point. You notice that those points that actually crossed over, you find that a lot when you don't draw a straight line. It will tend to move those points around on you a little bit more than what you expected. Okay, so you notice here that back and forth. Great, Nadine. This is the fun stuff. This is where I enjoy myself doing something. So, like I was saying, this right here is where you've got two lines that are overlapped. See, there's the one, second one. You want these lines to be as fairly close to each other as possible. Machine's not going to notice, a millimeter, but you'll notice it with eye. If you don't have everything up, you'll have large gaps in your stitching. But if this is an outline of your shape, so we're almost at the point where we have to zoom back out. Have any more I want to adjust? Looks good. Anybody see anything? Back out all the way. And we'll zoom in to the leg here. You can see here, I don't have to zoom in all the way either. Zoom to the edge. Got a little bit rounded. Change that a little bit more in line. The other line so that it's still a gap because there's space there. we're going to draw out this shape. Curves, you can fairly complex shape. Hey Judy, see you? Just working on a moose. Pattern out of it. Got everything there. Try and remember nature's never square, so it doesn't really have points in it. You want to try and get rid of the points as much as possible. Try and make them a little softer. Sort of. On this one here, this is we're not got a complex shape, but not enough points to play with. How's things going today, Judy? Anybody know what this part of the moose? I've never looked it up. So, if anybody knows, no? It's good. As you can see here, the mouth right here needs to be highlighted, but we have to get the right lines for it. As I mentioned, got the ability to change them around, naturalize the curves, get rid of the points. This is if your points are your handles, which is what these little blue things are too close together, you can always just drag them away from each other and bring it back to where you feel that you need it for your drawing. See, slowly bring it back in some semblance of right shape, natural shape. Just change this one. It's over to zoom back in. Better placement so we can see areas. Really, as soon as you start to smooth out some of these points a little bit more, it becomes a very obvious picture. Got all the points in the right place. So I guess I didn't mention the start and stop points are the red ones, and the blue ones are handles to move. the arcs, to change the arc shape. So you can see here that this is really a tight mess. And so which handles which? Well, the easiest way is to just grab one and change it so you can see what the line looks like. What I'm doing right now, I'm just sort of adjusting things so that I can see where the point and the lines in and out of the points are going to line up. Whether or not I like how this point is coming into the edge of the nostril. It's okay. Looks pretty good. Right all the way back out. Let me know if the bings and bongs are bothering anybody. It's be a little while the scrolling and that. For exactly what you guys are hearing, but get a chance to turn them off. Nice perfect up here. Drinking on this one. So what you're seeing here is, I know that I've got extra handles here crossed over. Gotta move them to a place where not in. So I think good. Said we're gonna do our work twice. We're in same down. I need to see more of the picture to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong there. That out because I can see that it's not a shape that would be part of the picture. Oh, we scroll. Looks like we have an eyeglass move. We want to change that later. Over. In. Out the circle around the nose. Circle. It would probably look like it's incomplete and didn't have a nose. It's probably. Easy to grab the wrong. Oh. I think if you remember when Mom did the fox, she left the nose out. To me, it looked like it still needed it. Just looked a bit odd. This is CS7. I keep forgetting she's watching. I gotta be careful about what I say. Yeah, so when we did the fox, I did the nose after the fact, and it was it created a jump stitch. Sometimes you forget to do the jump stitch. Zoom back in. I'm gonna work on this little bit of a mess here. Find out which one that one's. See here. Other one circle. I'm gonna slide that handle point over there. Put it around. This is 7. Now we need to make this a little smoother. Grab these handles and move things around. Now, if you can't see what you're working, for example, you've got a point here. You don't necessarily want a point there. You're going to need to draw this handle here down so that it creates a curve, right place. But we've now made a mess down here. You always move these things back around. Now we've got a tight arc, as well as the curves and everything in place. That being said, draw this out. Find the handles for this one. No, the right one. Let's see how many handles we have. Okay, here's the one we need to change this arc. Back in. Handles back in. Endpoints back in, sorry. Go. Let's move this up here. It's in the way. This we're gonna this is what we do to make these. This isn't the most interesting thing, but it's definitely a fun thing that that you can do to create some additional patterns for your long arm. This comes as part of the Statler Stitcher, so the short answer to that is yes, it's incredibly costly. You have to buy a whole long arm to get the software. But you actually can download the software and use it in standalone mode, and I'm not sure what the time frame is for how long you can use it like that. Come to think of it. If you wanted to try this or try your hand at doing some designing for Statler users, what I'm trying to do right now is bring all those lines into some sort of close proximity so that we have an overlap of the line, so that when stitching happens, it's just one line and not two. If you look here, it will be two here. So we want to make it into one as best as possible. Again, way out here. I know we say that a lot of things don't need to be perfect, but if you want these to actually work, you have to be fairly accurate with them. Or you can end up causing yourself some headaches. That's good. Glad that this is helpful for you. If there's anything that you guys want me to cover, please let me know. I could do this for every stream, but I don't think that that it would be too exciting for everybody to watch me create moose antlers. Set it. This is really the whole process of just going around and making sure that everything is aligned with what you're trying to get done. Shapes that you want. Keeping your eyes to the shape of the. If you're trying to create an alien, then the one necessary. Hand partner side. Have a point. Point, sorry. You drag your hands. Sure. What do we have on weekend project, Arlen? UFOs. Awesome. Spacemen are coming. Love me some spacemen. So the reason that I was really sloppy when I was doing this the first time was I wanted to show everybody that the more accurate you are with your arcs, the less time you end up spending fixing things. That being said, I find this rather relaxing after a hard day at the office. Not thinking and drawing lines and moving things around. Really, really relaxing. Each one of these that we do can take anywhere from an hour to 5 hours, depending on the complexity and how many arcs you draw. I've had a couple of designs that we've done that are upwards of 8 hours that it's taken me to do them. Just based on the complexity. Nadine really likes a crumb. Got that thing about crumb quilts, that's for sure. Yes, about every chance she gets. You're gonna have to do one at some point. I'll work on it for you, Nadine. We'll get her. We'll get it one of those crumb quilt thingies done. Not the quilter, remember. That guy. Yes, she is the scrap queen, that's for sure. Look how many arcs we put in this. So one of the cool things to do with this is whenever you have a challenge with too many arcs, slide the arc points down, and that will allow you to manipulate the arc more appropriately. Yet you can zoom in as far as you need to. Well, if you wish it, it'll come true. As long as you put the work into the wish. I think that if you want something hard enough or enough, you'll put the effort into getting it. See? You'll get it. It's just a matter of time. Generous bank. Where were we? Let's go. This is pretty good. Challenges with this line. Okay, so one thing I want to show you here is you'll notice this blue line here that I've drawn this away from. Is you see this line? It is a jump stitch now. So from here to here, this would be a jump stitch. So you got to be careful when you're moving these points that you don't separate them and that they're set to end snap, right? Notice that it should Maybe it's not going to do it today. It's not. I think it's an endpoint. So if you don't want to jump stitch, you need to stack those points. In this case, we're going to bring this around, drop it down here, change the stitch line. And I know that this there, that's pull that line up there. You notice we didn't put the arch in this ear. I think we need to do that. I'm going to take these 2 points, slide them down, try and create that with these 2 points and see whether or not we can do it. If not, we're going to slide a couple of these around. We're going to have to actually. We're going to slide this one down here. Try not to make a mess of it really badly. Said little by little. The even when you don't have all the points available, you can do things like this and really change the shape what you're building. Yes, I apologize. I've been working on the past 2.5 days. 1.5 days, sorry. It's taking some extra effort for some reason. Our website hosting provider is not doing their job, so we're having to go and do things outside of what we should have to do, which is basically building a whole new site on a completely different platform. Go. Got it. Everybody think of that ear. Have to hear out of? Really, we're almost done here. Got just a couple more pieces left to do. Always trying to put me to do more work. What's that about? In it. Couple more pieces. Funny how some of these look like fingers. Absolutely. Drew in, trace out the fox. Moved all the lines around. Make sure the fox was right. Fox took about 2.5, 3 hours to do, just to get all the points in. Actually, the fox paws took longer. I hope your computer gets a little bit better. Hate nutty computers. Spent too much time fixing them. Guess what? It's not. It's about patience. It's about looking at the art the way you want it to come out. Of course, I have a tendency to look at something and go, well, no, that's not the way I want it yet. Spend another 15 or 20 minutes on a set of lines, as you see me going back and doing right now. Hi, Nadine. See, start. Back. Circle. Skip the hump. Don't have enough to do that. I could add some. That's a lesson for another day. Notice how this is now curved, so that it's not a straight line or a point. Mentioned before, we don't want points or straight lines. Oh, we want straight lines, but not into a point. This one. Curve it out a little bit. Out. Everything else looks good. Except the feet. Let's go down here and play with the feet. I have to do some research. Shape of Moose's hoof. We'll leave it. Oh. Lost our click off of the nodes, it shuts nodes off, so and like I said, I'll go back and do some research, change up the um, legs and those come out so that they're a little bit more realistic than shoes that I've put on them. What? You don't like my laughing in the other room, so you must think my shoes is funny. Shoes. Goofy shoes. There we go. So right now it's really hard to see with the background. And what you do now, some get that. The outline selected. Save this pattern. Click. Save. That's what it looks like right now. It doesn't have a dimension. I may go back time and change. I'll set things up so that you actually see the color. But it's a good general piece. You can put in some stitches to this, but if you look at this, this is perfect. This is what I want it. It's exactly. Now we have size. Bruce the go. Too bad. I'm like I said, I'm not thrilled with it. I think we need to come down in here with another line. Let me take a look at that. It's enough. Can do. Still have to come. This is why it takes 5 hours. Do a good of the correct dimension, all the right instead of but a little bit of mess in here. See how much just that one line or a couple sets of lines has changed the overall image quite drastically, actually. Still needs to be cleaned up in there, but it's not too bad. Would be good if this line came up here. See that as you go through these and draw these out, you really need to focus on different areas that are associated with the. Let's see if we built the blue dot. Quilting along, we're speed here. Down to booties. You always want to do this before you actually take it to the long arm, where there's no issues with pathing, jump stitches you do or do not want. Follow that line a couple of times. One way you can trace out the. There we go. So it works. It goes all the way through. There's no jump stitches. When I did the fox, I had a jump stitch that went to back here. Had to fix that all up. But yeah, I think this turned out pretty good. Time frame to do it. Yeah, I'll be twitching and fiddling with this little thing hour or two. Everybody here, but I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to take a look at how to do this type of thing. You can do it too. Head over to the Statler webpage by Gamel. Download the software in standalone mode. Do some practicing and build out your own design. Just as simple. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for coming out, and get to like and subscribe and do all those things to do so that we can growing. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.